saw the BlacKkKlansman this weekend, and I have some thoughts on it. The film is based on a true story about an African American police officer back in the 70s in Colorado that managed to infiltrate his local Ku Klux Klan with the help of his white partner. That's the bare bones plot of the movie. There's a lot more going on thematically, but that's the basic plot. Now I was excited to see this movie because of that premise and because the trailers, the marketing, kind of made it out to be like kind of a black comedy, no pun intended, a dark comedy, or like one of those zany thrillers that's like, it's so crazy that you can't believe it actually happened. Kind of like a Wolf of Wall Street sort of stuff. So I was interested for that. But more and more as the film goes on, it becomes a lot more interested in getting its message and theme across, which isn't a bad thing. Just not what I expected. So yeah, there's a lot of moments where it starts to get kind of intense, like thrilling, like this could be sort of a dark comedy type thing, and then it just doesn't really commit to that. Again, not a bad thing. It's what Spike Lee wanted to get across clearly, so can't fault him for that. But it just wasn't what I expected. The theme and the message of the movie is clearly the heart and the point of the whole thing, of course. And I thought it went about portraying it pretty interestingly, in that it shows this crazy moment from the 70s of racism at the time. But then the point is that that stuff, it's not just a one-off from the 70s or before that, it's still happening today. It's obviously a worthwhile message to send to people to get into their heads. I mean, because people just don't realize this stuff still happens today. It's unreal. But I do appreciate when a film goes about delivering the message a little more subtly. Like you got to figure it out. Like you see the images and you think, and you make the connection in your head that, oh, that's what they're trying to say. This film does that for a second. Without getting into spoilers, the plot unfolds, and we're left kind of hopeful. And then one of the last scenes is that maybe it was all for nothing, sort of feeling. That look, the racism's still out there. They maybe even didn't put a dent in it. Who knows? And it's just some imagery that indicates that, and you kind of connect the dots in your head, and you're like, oh, okay, that'd be nice if it just went to credits right there, and then it just cuts to you've probably heard about it on the news, but the film at the end has film from the Charlottesville rally last year, and they just play that. I don't know, it's just kind of the hitting you over the head type thing I was talking about, where, yeah, we get it, and then you just, I don't know. It is interesting to see the parallels that it's still happening today, but it looked like it was more at home in like a documentary and less with the story that had been told to that point. So I don't know, I thought the ending lost a little bit of its bite because it just laid it out for you. That being said, I did like the message of the film. I like this type of message when it shows up in any film. Maybe like's not the best word for it. I appreciate that sort of message. Truth is, I'm kind of a cynical guy. I think humanity has it out for themselves. I think we're going to destroy each other one way or another over the course of time. So I think the films that are powerful to me with messages are the ones that have the main plot's about like a little triumph for the protagonist against hate or any other kind of evil thing or violence. They have this success, and you feel kind of good, like, oh, there's hope. And then the end of the film is like just a lingering little note of, oh yeah, but maybe they didn't actually do anything. It's all awful still. I get that sort of message and theme. So I don't know if like's the right word, because it's kind of sad that's something I enjoy seeing. But I think it's a poignant thing to see on film. And this film kind of had it. I thought, like I said, I think it hit you over the head a little bit too hard at the end. But that sort of message that we win these battles, but the war is clearly still going. I mean, here in 2018 or 2017, when the Charlottesville thing happened, it's still happening, burning almost as bright as it was back in the 70s. And so, did we really change anything with this one crazy story? It's those kind of questions that get raised that I appreciate seeing in films. So yeah, those are a few of my thoughts on the film. I think it's worth seeing, just to remind yourself that of this stuff is still going on. We think of the civil rights movement as before my lifetime, but a long time ago. But it's still going on, a continuing war, and sometimes as a whole we kind of forget about it sometimes. So I think this movie does a good job of reminding the world that it's still going on. I thought, without the message and theme aside, I thought the film could have been a little more cohesive down the kind of thriller route or black comedy type route. But that's just me. Clearly, it wasn't meant to be that. So whatever. I'd give it like a 78. Maybe it gets an 80. Yeah, I think worth seeing, but if you're going to see it following the marketing of the movie, thinking it's going to be like that, you might be disappointed. It's more of a preachy, here's what's going on in the world type of movie. So yeah, that's about it. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.